class 12 CBSE syllabus, we have been dealing the chapter number 5, that is admission of a new partner. Fine. And in today's session, what we are going to learn? Revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. Right. Let me remind you something. In chapter number 4, change in profit sharing ratio among existing partners as well, we learned the same concept. In previous video also I explained you that more or less things are similar because the firm is being reconstituted. Okay, only difference is here that there we were distributing everything between or among all the partners, and here the distribution will be done only between or among the old partners in old profit sharing ratio. Alright, so it's time to recall all the concept you learned at that time. Okay, so let's have a quick view about it and let's understand what are the differences here. Okay, few differences are here that I'll be explaining you. Okay, so in today's video, in today's session only we'll be talking about the all theoretical concept. Okay, journal entries, formats, rules, regulation, everything we are going to learn, or I should say going to recall and understand what are the differences here in comparison to chapter number 4. Okay, thereafter in the next video we will be having numerical problems related to the same adjustment. Okay, full-fledged questions will be attempting in the next video. Fine. Alright then, without wasting much time, let's recall everything and understand what are the differences. Okay, so friends, let's start. Revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. See, at the time of admission of a new partner, assets are revalued and liabilities are reassessed, and the profit or loss arising from it is credited or debited to old partner's capital or current accounts. Let's compare it with what you learned in chapter number 4, change in profit sharing ratio among existing partners. In that case also the same line was there, only the difference was there of all partners. Here it has been replaced it by old partners. Fine, new partner will not be included here. Okay, because the assets and liabilities belong to old partners, they have rights in their own ratios. Okay, whenever new partner comes and he will also be having the right in a particular ratio, but if there is any rise or fall in the value of assets and liabilities, so on that only old partners do have the rights, not the new one. So that is why it is done. Reason for revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities at the time of admission, and here also it is written the same. Let's read it. Reason for revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities at the time of admission of a new partner is that the old partners had right on assets and liabilities in the old ratio till date, and when this ratio is going to change due to admission of a new partner, before that they have right on any increase or decrease in assets and liabilities in the old ratio. Fine. Therefore, it should be shared by the old partners in old profit sharing ratio. Understood the point? Now, let's see how the things are going to take place. There are two options here. One, when the partners may decide to record revised values of assets and liabilities in the books of the firm. This generally happens. And another, when the partners decide not to record values of assets and liabilities in the books of the firm. So in first case, revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities are recorded in an account titled revaluation account or profit and loss adjustment account. Okay, it is as similar as we studied in chapter number 4. But in second case, in chapter number 4, you learnt that one adjustment entry is passed. Here also one adjustment entry can be passed, but there is one more option because new partner is there. So one more option is there: profit or loss on revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities adjusted through an account titled memorandum revaluation account. Now we need to understand what is memorandum revaluation account. I'll explain you. Very first let's talk about the first option, then we'll talk about the second option, and we'll do the numerical question on memorandum revaluation, and we will do the numerical question on memorandum revaluation account as well. Fine. So in first case, when partners decide to record revised values, okay, revaluation account, which is also known as profit and loss account, revaluation account, which is also known as profit and loss adjustment account, is prepared. Increase in the value of assets and decrease in the amount of liability is credited to this account. Already I explained you in previous chapter. While decrease in the value of assets and increase in the amount of liability is debited to this account. This also you know. Unrecorded assets, if any, are credited, and unrecorded liabilities, if any, are debited. Okay. The balance in the account is profit if total of credit side is bigger than the total of debit side, and loss if total of debit side is bigger than the total of credit side. Profit or loss so determined is credited or debited to old partners capital and current accounts in their old profit sharing ratio. Only this is the difference here, old partners, not all partners. So if you are missing anything, then you can go to you can watch chapter 4 videos. If you are missing any point, then you can watch all the videos. If you are missing any point, you can watch the video related to the same topic under chapter number 4. Okay, now let's move on. Journal entries. What journal entries will be passed? Similar entries are there. For increase in the value of an asset, particular asset account debit to revaluation account. Okay, because whenever the value of asset rises, it means new asset is introduced. Okay, for decrease in the value of asset, opposite entry, revaluation account debit to particular asset account. For increase in the amount of liability, opposite entry, revaluation account debit to liability, because liability is always credited, okay, whenever it increases. Now whenever there is the decrease in the amount of liability, then liability account debit to revaluation account. For recording an unrecorded asset, so this is also introduced, so unrecorded asset account debit to revaluation. And for recording an unrecorded liability, this is also introduced, so in that case revaluation account debit to unrecorded liability. Okay, now further, for expenses on reconstitution of the firm, when expenses are incurred and paid by the firm, then revaluation account debit to cash or bank account, because this is the expenditure entirely belonging to firm only. Okay, but another condition, when expenses are paid by a partner on behalf of the firm or remuneration is paid to a partner for the same, so in that case revaluation account is debited, because this expenditure belongs to firm, and concerned partner's capital or current account is debited, because his liability will increase, his capital amount will increase, which is a liability on firm. Okay, when expenses are to be borne by a partner but paid by firm, so now the firm is going to recover that liability by debiting the partner's capital account or current account. So concerned partner's capital or current account debit to cash or bank account. Case number 4, when expenses are to be borne and paid by a partner, no entry in the books of the firm, because this is a personal matter of a partner, not a matter of firm anymore. Now for transfer of profit on revaluation, see the change. See, there is a change here in comparison to chapter number 4. Revaluation account debit to old partners capital or current account. For transfer of loss on revaluation, old partners capital or current account debit to revaluation account. So instead of all partners, we have used here old partners. Understood? Okay, so this is the format of revaluation account. You can have a look here. Okay, as per the journal entries that we passed here, okay, we have posted these entries into this account, because this is a ledger account. Okay, and you can see here, either we get profit, if we get profit, that is mentioned in the debit side, and if we get loss, it is mentioned in the credit side. Fine, now let's move on. The second option, when the partners decide not to record the changed values of the assets and liabilities in the books of the firm, so in that case memorandum revaluation account is prepared. What is this account? This account is divided into two parts. First part is similar to revaluation account. You can see that all the points are written here as were written in case of revaluation account. I just read it out fast. Increase in the value of assets and decrease in the amount of liability is credited to this account, while decrease in the value of assets and increase in the amount of liability is debited to this account. Unrecorded assets, if any, are credited, and unrecorded liabilities, if any, are debited. The balance in the balance in the account is the balance in the account is profit if total of credit side is bigger than the total of debit side, and loss if total of debit side is bigger than the total of credit side. Profit or loss so determined is credited or debited to old partners' capital or current accounts in their old profit sharing ratio. But the twist starts with second part. In second part, what happens? The entries passed in first part are reversed. Means if you have debited any item in first part, so in second part that item will be credited and vice versa. Understood the point? The balance debit except the entry of profit and loss distribution. Understood? All the entries will be reversed, and the balance debit or credit of second part is transferred to all partners capital account or current account including new partner in new profit sharing ratio. This is the difference here. Okay, in first part we prepare like revaluation account, but in second part the things change. Okay, everything is reversed except the entry of distribution of profit or loss. Okay, and here the entry of profit and loss will be done, and here the distribution of profit and loss will be done among all the partners in new ratio including new partner. Understood? So when we do numerical question on that, you will understand it better. Fine. So now you can see a specimen of memorandum revaluation account. The figures are assumed so that you can understand easily. See, two inventories, it is there in the debit side, and you can find it in the credit side as well. By inventories 2000. Okay, same you have a look in the credit side. Buy building 17,000 in the first part, and in the second part 2 buildings 17,000. Okay, now just have a look at the distribution of profit. Okay, the profit is distributed between A and B in first part. Okay, in second part the profit becomes loss, and it is shared by 3 of the partners, A, B and C. C is the new partner. So this happens in memorandum revaluation account. It is prepared only in the case when the partners do not want to change the values of assets and liabilities. They want to retain them as it is. So in that case, memorandum revaluation account is prepared. Understood? So friends, you must have understood what are the differences. One more time I explain you that one difference, all partners and old partners. Okay, another difference you find that the new account has been introduced here, memorandum revaluation account. Alright, we will be doing the numerical problem on that as well. Now let's talk about the preparation of balance sheet. Actually, at the time of admission of a partner, like I explained to you, all the accounts and treatments are similar as we did in the chapter 4. So here as well, after preparation of revaluation account, partners capital account will be prepared, and thereafter balance sheet will be prepared. So let's understand about the preparation of balance sheet, then we'll move forward. Fine. So for preparation of balance sheet, what we'll have to do, we'll have to understand few things. Let's read. Reconstitution of the firm due to admission of a new partner results in a change in the capitals of partners and in the value of assets and amount of liabilities. Obviously, whenever the firm is reconstituted, then these changes happen. Okay, and the firm is reconstituted whenever there is a change in the profit sharing ratio that we studied in chapter number 4, and when there is the and when a new partner comes into firm. Okay, so this shall also require preparation of the balance sheet of the new firm with revised values. Before we prepare the balance sheet of the new firm, accounts that have been affected because of the reconstitution are prepared. And what are these accounts? Obviously, revaluation account will be there and partners capital account will be there. Okay, or any other necessary account can be prepared. Fine. So after understanding about the preparation of balance sheet, now we can say that all the theoretical concepts related to this chapter are over. Now we need to attempt the numerical problems. And let me tell you, we are going to attempt a series of numerical problems of all varieties. Alright, but not in today's video, in the next video. Fine. Till then, thank you. Bye-bye.